Welcome back to Layer by Layer Go, the podcast where songs, recipes, and real-life breakthroughs simmer together into something worth savoring. I'm Don, your host, your fellow traveler, and your favorite guy with a spatula in one hand and a notebook in the other. Today's episode is called To Infinity and Beyond. Yeah, I know, Buzz Lightyear's catchphrase, but today we're stealing it back. Not for toys or outer space, but for your creative future. Because when you've been through some tough stuff, some real-life setbacks, it's tempting to shrink, to say, that's just the way things are. But what if instead we flipped that script? What if you dared to free-write your future so vividly that the past had no choice but to sit down and shut up? We've got a big one today. This is episode 8. And I chose episode 8 specifically for my Infinity episode. Today we're going to have a timeless outlaw anthem, The Highwayman by the Highwaymen. A brunch dish that flexes everything you've learned in the kitchen. A mindset shift so powerful it could change how you talk to yourself. And the final installment in our music marketing series for all the songwriters out there. We're closing out this 3-parter with a bang, and one bonus segment you won't want to miss. 12 real things you can do today to get the right people listening to your music. So buckle up, my friend. Let's ride. All right, let's talk about the Highwayman. Not just the song, the idea behind it. If you've never heard it before, go listen to it right now. I'll wait. Actually, no, I won't. You'll just have to trust me and check it out after this episode. You'll find it on layerbylayergo.com on the episode number 8. There's a link there for you to listen to it. This was a powerhouse collaboration between 4 country legends, Willie Nelson, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, and Chris Christopherson. And it's a story song, sure, but it's more than that. Each verse is told from the point of view of a different man, living and dying across time. A highwayman, a sailor, a dam builder, and finally, a starship pilot. And here's the kicker. At the end of each verse, the character dies. But in the next verse, they reappear. Different body, different timeline, same soul. That's the genius of it. It's not really about cowboys. It's not even about death. It's about endurance, about persistence that transcends a single life. That's the message I want to play with today. See, episode 8 wasn't chosen at random. The number 8 turned sideways is the infinity symbol. And this isn't just woo-woo stuff. It's a real concept that holds power. Infinity isn't a mystical wish. It's a reality most of us don't pause to notice. We say things like, that's in the past, or my time is coming. But what if all of it is right now? All time is present time. Always was, always will be. That's not a sermon. That's a framework. One you can use. When you look back at a regret, a missed opportunity, a painful goodbye, what if instead of trying to let go, you just move forward into the next version of you? Maybe in your last verse, you were the dreamer who never took the leap. But in this verse, you're the builder, or the artist, or the mentor. That's not about pretending nothing ever hurt. It's about writing the next verse anyway. And the Highwayman captures that perfectly. Now let's zoom in on the man behind that brilliance, Jimmy Webb. He wrote The Highwayman, and if that were his only contribution to music, he'd still go down in history. But this man has a library of iconic work behind him. He gave Glen Campbell, Wichita Lineman, By the Time I Get to Phoenix, and Galveston, which he wrote MacArthur Park. You know, the one with the line about the cake left out in the rain? Weird but unforgettable. He wrote for The Fifth Dimension, Art Garfunkel, Linda Ronstadt, and even Richard Harris. Jimmy Webb was one of the first songwriters to own his artistic voice, to tell cinematic, emotional stories that didn't just fit a mold. And lucky for us here in Nashville, there's a memorial garden dedicated to him at Cheekwood Estate and Gardens. A quiet, beautiful place that celebrates a man who never stopped exploring what music could mean. I love that. So, back to the Highwayman. This song reminds us you can crash, you can drown, you can fall from a beam into a concrete canyon and still reappear as a being who sails among the stars. Is it literal? Doesn't matter. It's true either way, because you don't have to be dead to feel like you're starting over. And you don't have to wait for anyone's permission to reincarnate your purpose. That's the infinity mindset. You are not limited to one path, one dream, one chance. You can write. You can perform. You can mentor. You can build the next thing. You can disappear from the old story and show up in a brand new scene, with a pen in your hand and a whole new future unfolding. And if your past tells you otherwise, that's what this episode is for. Because infinity is now, and you are the next verse. Next up, the flip it drill. You ready to rewrite your timeline? Let's go. This is called the flip it drill. Rewrite the wound. Alright, let's talk about a little trick I call the flip it drill. It's not therapy. It's not some cosmic cleanse. It's a simple, repeatable move that can shift the weight of your past into the momentum of your future. Now, I didn't invent this idea completely from scratch. I got inspired by a brilliant book called Accidental Genius by Mark Levy, chapter 18 to be specific. It's titled Doubt Yourself. And the whole thing is about shaking loose what you think you know, especially the stuff that keeps you stuck. I've used it in my journaling, my songwriting, even in business. And let me tell you, it works. Actually, you can use this for relationships. You're trying to find that perfect someone in your life, or you're just trying to find some people you like to hang out with that align with who you are and what you like to do. This drill works pretty well. So here's how we do it. Step 1. Write the wound. Not a novel, just one sentence. The hard truth you've been trying not to say out loud. I never should have left that job. I blew my shot with her. I ruined that opportunity and I know it. Pick one. Don't flinch. Step 2. Set a 5-minute timer. Now, write how you wish it had gone. Be outrageous. Be honest. Be idealistic. Like, I nailed the audition. They gave me the job on the spot and I never looked back. I said the thing I needed to say and we figured it all out. I kept going and that project changed my life. Let your imagination take over. No editing, no second guessing, just go. You've got the 5-minute timer and you just keep your hand moving. Doesn't matter what comes up, just keep pushing it out. This part is key because when you free write with no breaks, your subconscious starts revealing what you actually wanted, not what you were told to want, not what your inner critic approved of, but the real stuff. That version of events, even though it didn't happen, still tells you what matters. And now you've got something to work with. Step 3. Flip it into power. Write this sentence. Because that happened, I'm going to prove I can make something better. Here's how. Then set your timer again. Another 5 minutes. Write the new plan, the pivot, the action. You don't need to write a symphony. You need to take a swing. This is about energy, not eloquence. Let me give you a real world example. I worked with a guy, let's call him Aaron, brilliant guitarist back in his early 20s. He had a huge break on the line with a regional touring band, and he bailed at the last second because his girlfriend didn't want him to go. He told that story 100 times, always with regret, always with a sigh. We sat down one day, and I walked him through this exact drill. He wrote, "I should have gone on that tour. I might have made it." Then he wrote the version he wished had happened. 4 paragraphs of him playing sold-out shows, bonding with the band, coming home with stories and clarity. Then he flipped it. "Because I didn't go, I'm going to prove that it's not too late. I'm going to say yes to the next door. I'm going to finish this EP and start booking myself." And you know what? He did. He emailed me 2 months later with a link to a 3-track project he uploaded. Was it perfect? No. But it was moving. It had a pulse again. And so did he. That's the point. The past might be done, but your power is still in play. This drill doesn't erase what happened. It rewires what you do next. It reminds you that the only timeline that matters is the one you're still writing. Infinity, remember? You are the next verse. And you get to choose what melody comes next. If you're curious about the book that lit this spark, it's called Accidental Genius by Mark Levy. I've got it linked up in the tools page at layerbylayergo.com. And yes, that's my affiliate link. It helps keep the lights on and the podcast rolling. And trust me, if you're into free writing, it's a gold mine. Next up, we take a spark of clarity and build something delicious with it. Yep, it's recipe time. Get ready to flex those poaching muscles. All right, you've done your inner work, you've flipped the story, you're embracing the infinite mindset. Now it's time to reward yourself with a plate that tastes like victory. We're making Eggs Benedict Florentine with a little twist, a layer of Canadian bacon to seal the deal. Because sometimes you've got to stack it high to remind yourself how far you've come. If you were with me back in episode 5, you remember we tackled how to cook perfect eggs, even in a stainless steel skillet that usually laughs in your face. Poached eggs can be intimidating at first. That's why I walk you through it step by step in that episode. And to make things even easier, I've got a killer egg poacher linked on the tools page at layerbylayergo.com. I've used it, I endorse it. It's like having a tiny spa for your eggs. Here are the ingredients for this recipe. The base, 2 English muffins, split and toasted. 4 fresh eggs, the fresher the better. The savory middle, 4 slices of Canadian bacon or ham if you want to improvise. You could do just regular bacon if you want. I think traditionally Canadian bacon is used in Eggs Benedict. The Canadian bacon lightly seared in a pan until warm and browned at the edges. The Florentine, 2 cups of fresh baby spinach, 1 tablespoon of olive oil or butter, salt and pepper to taste. Optional, a pinch of nutmeg. The sauce is called a hollandaise. 3 egg yolks, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 1/2 cup melted unsalted butter, salt, a dash of cayenne or paprika. My sister makes this killer paprika that she grows in her garden every year. Now, before we dive into the steps, let me drop a quick egg hack. Want to know how fresh your eggs are? Do a float test. Fill a bowl or glass with cold water. Gently drop your egg. Here's the cheat sheet. Sinks and lays flat? That egg is super fresh, perfect for poaching. Sinks but stands upright? Still good, but use it soon. Floats to the top? Don't even crack it. That one's got a one-way ticket to the trash can. Trust me, this tiny tip saves brunch and your nose from an unfortunate surprise. Here are the instructions. Step 1. Wilt the spinach. Heat olive oil in a pan. Toss in the spinach. Cook until just wilted. Add salt, pepper, and if you're brave, a tiny pinch of nutmeg. It adds warmth without overpowering. Set that aside. Step 2. Sizzle the Canadian bacon. Drop those slices in the pan for 1 to 2 minutes aside. You're not cooking them to death. You're just giving them enough char to sing back up in this brunch harmony. Step 3. Toast the muffins. Toast till golden. Let those edges crunch just enough. This is your foundation. Treat it with respect. Step 4. Make the hollandaise. Okay, you're going to use it like a double boiler. If you don't know what a double boiler is, I'll have a link for that on the website for you, and you'll see one on the tools page. Whisk the egg yolks and lemon juice in that double boiler over simmering water. Slowly add melted butter while whisking constantly. Once it's thick and creamy, season with salt and a dash of cayenne for a little kick. Look at you. You're making a sauce most chefs fear. You're leveling up. Now the trick with this is you want to whisk constantly because you don't want those egg yolks to start coagulating and getting hard. You're trying to make a nice creamy sauce. Step 5. Poach like a pro. Gentle simmer. Splash of vinegar in the water. Crack each egg into a small bowl first for control. Lower it gently into the water. 3 to 4 minutes is the sweet spot. Now it's a gentle boil. You don't want a strong boil or you're going to turn it into soup. If you've got the egg poacher from the tools page, even easier. Slide them in, cover, steam, done. Step 6. Build your brunch tower. Now stack it like a champion. 1. Toasted muffin half. 2. Sautéed spinach. 3. Canadian bacon. 4. Poached egg. 5. Hollandaise drizzle. And then number 6, I like to use my sister's paprika, of course, but you can put a little cracked pepper, chopped chives, or edible flowers if you're showing off. Step back and take it in. This isn't just breakfast. It's a monument to progress. You learned how to poach. You built your hollandaise confidence. You layered flavor, texture, and finesse, all while staying in your own kitchen. And that's the truth about growth. It doesn't always come with applause. Sometimes it just quietly whispers, "You did it!" right from the top of a toasted muffin. So eat up, brunch like you mean it, and remember, every layer you stack is part of the infinite. Oh, and a side note, the first time I tried to make hollandaise, I scrambled the yolks, turned the whole thing into a lemony egg curd. My wife tried to be nice about it, but even the dog was like, "Yeah, nah, I'm good." So if you mess it up the first time, welcome to the club. We've got brunch and better batches coming. All right, take a bite. Let it remind you, you've stacked knowledge, you've practiced skills, you've layered up flavor and finesse. This is transformation on a plate. Coming up next, we take the same idea and show you how to stay visible in the music world without selling your soul. Let's keep this thing sizzling. All right, we've arrived at the finale of our 3-part series on how to market your music without selling your soul. And look, I'm going to be straight with you. You can write like Sia. You can sing like Chris Stapleton. You can groove like Anderson .Paak or outproduce Max Martin. But if nobody's talking about you, nobody's listening to you. That's the cold, hard truth that a lot of artists don't want to hear, because the myth of getting discovered is just that, a myth. You can be the next Prince, but if you're not generating buzz, the industry's not checking for you. They don't chase talent, they chase momentum. They're asking questions like, are fans sharing this music organically? Are people showing up to local shows without being bribed with pizza? Are there comments, DMs, reposts, any signal that says this is moving people? That's what made Brian Epstein show up at the Cavern Club in Liverpool to see the Beatles. That's what got Def Leppard discovered by AC/DC's manager, Peter Mensch. That's what still works today in every genre, every corner of the industry. What they're really looking for? They're not hunting for potential. They're looking for a moving train they can jump on. So if you're just sitting there, polishing your demo and praying to the Spotify gods, you're holding the wrong lottery ticket. You don't need that one connection. You need traction. And yes, some people break in through the side door, interning at a studio, becoming a live sound tech, studying entertainment law, being a roadie, being the most dependable assistant an indie label ever hired. But let's be clear, those are support roles. If you want to be seen as a real artist, you have to show up like one. Visibility without selling out. So how do you stay visible without becoming a walking infomercial? Start here. Number 1, be rhythmic, not frantic. 1 post a week, 1 clip, 1 real story. Think groove, not noise. 2, reuse, remix, reframe. Don't invent the wheel. Turn a lyric into a quote, a demo into a reel, a journal entry into a blog. 3, stay human. Connection beats content every time. Post something real, like, here's what this song helped me heal, or this riff was born during a total breakdown and now it makes me smile. People don't fall in love with strategy, they fall in love with sincerity. Here's a final journal prompt for you. If someone discovers me today, what's the one thing I want them to know right away? That's what you post this week. I'll give it to you again. If someone discovers me today, what's the one thing I want them to know right away? Whatever that answer is, you want to post that. All right. Look, if I had a stage and a graduation cap, I'd be tossing diplomas like frisbees right now. You've made it through all 3 episodes of this series, and you've done the journaling, the drills, and the hard thinking, and you're not the same artist as you were when we started. Now it's time to do more than just believe in your music. It's time to push it into the world. So here it is, your bonus segment. The bonus segment that I've been promising you is 12 things you can do today to get the right people listening. This isn't fluff. This isn't visualize your dream audience. This is action. Real things done now. And notice the name of my show is Layer by Layer Go with an exclamation point. Emphasis on go. This is all about doing stuff. It's not about just listening to Don talk or having a nice enjoyable set of headphones in your ears. This is about doing something and accomplishing something. All right, here's your 12 points. Number 1, create a link that doesn't suck. Use ToneDen, HypeEdit, or a clean link tree. 1 click, no scroll fatigue, looks pro, even if you're flat broke. On my website, I have a dedicated page called Layers, and that's got all the various links to all the different ways that you can hear the podcasts and this and that. And there's also links there on how to listen to my music and find my music as well. And also, you can buy a card from Amazon called the Dot Card. And it's basically like a little business card. It's a plastic business card you can keep in your wallet. And it has a unique QR code on it. And with that, you can log in and you can put all of your links to your Bandcamp, to your Spotify, to your Apple Music, wherever your music is has been distributed, or SoundCloud, any of those places. You could have all those links in one location. So if you go out and meet somebody, talk to somebody, they just grab their phone, they scan that QR code, and they're going to have your full link tree right there, just with a dot card. I'll have a link on that so you can check it out on the tools page as well. Okay, step 2. Text 1 peer your song. Not your mom, not your ex. 1 fellow creative who will give you honest feedback. Say, no pressure, just wanted you to hear this. Curious what stands out to you. Number 3, post a behind the song story. Instead of new track out now, say, Wrote this after my third cup of coffee and a hard phone call. It helped. Then drop the link. Number 4, start a micro contact list. 3 names, that's it. DJs, podcasters, that one guy who runs an open mic. Track their name, email, and what they dig. Number 5, upload to one licensing site. Pond5, Songtrader, Audio Jungle. Pick one. Upload one clean track. You can't get licensed if you're invisible. Number 6, record a 15-second selfie clip. Say, if you're into whatever your genre is, I don't know, metal, country, pop, R&B, hip-hop. If you're into the genre, I made this, and I'd love for you to hear it. Post it to Reels, Shorts, Stories, anywhere eyeballs live. Number 7, embed your music on your website. Make sure your best song is playable in 2 clicks or less. Number 8, offer a track for free. No strings. Let someone use it in a podcast, video, short film, with credit. It builds trust and exposure. You're basically giving a free license for somebody to be able to use. No strings attached. Number 9, join a forum or group and be helpful. Reddit, Discord, Facebook. Don't just drop links. Be a real human. Show up, contribute, and then maybe share. Number 10, pitch a microblog or pod. Message a local host or niche newsletter. Hey, I love what you're building. Just released a track I think your audience might connect with. Keep it short, keep it real. Number 11, print a QR code and stick it somewhere. Back of your laptop, guitar case, mailbox, water bottle. Be curious, not obnoxious. Number 12, host a mini listening party. Call it Coffee and Tracks. Instagram Live, YouTube stream, play a song, talk about it, hang out, make it fun. There's 12 things you can do today. Don't try to do all 12, just pick one. Do it today. And then tomorrow, pick another. This is how music spreads. Not by screaming louder, but by moving smarter. You don't need millions, you need momentum. You don't need to be everywhere, you need to be real somewhere. And you don't need a record deal to be a respected artist, believe me. You just need to take the next bold step today. I've been offered recording deals that I've turned down, they just weren't right. Personally, I'd rather stay independent if possible. Alright, that's it for episode 8, To Infinity and Beyond. We cooked with purpose, we flipped pain into progress, and we wrapped up our 3-part marketing series with a full toolkit for showing up, standing out, and staying human. But next week, we're heading somewhere deeper. Episode 9, Songs Don't Die. This one's personal, and I'll be telling you the story behind one of my own songs. I found your 45s. Found your 45s. Keep them by my side. They will always be alive. I play them one by one. Years will know like the setting sun. A tribute to a brother, a stack of old records, and the way music lets people live forever. We'll pair it with the haunting masterpiece, Vincent, by Don McLean. Remember that song, Starry, Starry Night? What if every spin of the record was a message from someone you miss? What if the grooves remember, even when we try to forget? That's what we're exploring next week, and I promise you, it's going to land in your chest. So hit follow, don't miss it. Want to support the show? If this episode moved you, or if you just want to help keep the mic warm and the stories coming, you can buy me a coffee over at coffee.com/layer-by-layer-go. COFF.ee/layer-by-layer-go. And I've got thank you gifts waiting for you. If you donate $25 or more, I'll mail you a free CD of my album, A World of Our Own, US only. $50 or more, you'll get the CD plus a signed Layer by Layer Go companion journal. $100 or more, all of the above, plus a personalized video thank you just for you. This show is grassroots, home cooked, and fueled by people like you. Every dollar goes back into making this thing shine. Before you head out, share this episode with someone who needs a little momentum. Leave a comment or review. It makes a huge difference. And come back next week for episode 9, Songs Don't Die. Because the past might fade, but music remembers. I'm Don. This is Layer by Layer Go. And I'll see you spinning in the next groove.